What I really enjoyed coming into this was that it was family first. Like we're always there for each other. Like if someone can't make it, it's like that's fine, family first. Like we're here for you. Every day is different, and I take everything in. Like just I'm a sponge, and I'm considered the youth of the council. So I just love like being able to stand beside and sit beside women on the team and taking everything in and their strengths and just knowing who they are. And I just I'm really grateful for that. But I've always known that I wanted to help people. Like I love just observing people, just understanding that everybody has a backstory of why they are who they are, and just taking it all in and loving them for them. I used to be on youth council, so I just wanted to always be in this position, and just knowing that we are like from a matriarchal society, and getting back to those roots, it's pretty awesome to see, and I'm just so happy. But I was a teenage mom. I have 4 kids, and I just wanted to prove people wrong, that I can do what I'm doing, and to show youth that they can do it.
I've learned so much from the women that sat at the table previously, and now I feel like there's new people. We have the youth. We're hearing voices from areas that we never really heard from before, and it really brings value to what we're doing, because it's the youth are talking, the elders are talking, the special needs group, the LGBTQ group. We're hearing from everybody and letting them know that as women, we are so compassionate about what we're doing and trying to ensure that our community has everything that they need to continue their lives on a daily basis without harm, without disrespect, without judgment. And we as women around the table, we're always saying that, like, no person next to you is better than the next. I think everybody, and probably they realize it, or maybe they don't, but the sacrifices that are ongoing that we don't even think about.
Being a woman on council, some of the obstacles that I've experienced is sometimes feeling like, when I am a public safety chief, that sometimes you feel when you walk into the room that maybe you have the wrong hardware. So they're not going to take, they think you're emotional. They think you're acting, on feeling rather than fact. So sometimes we make a joke, like we don't have the right equipment they think we don't have the right equipment to be in the room with them. And, that's one of the challenges where we prove them wrong. I find that we don't go in guns blazing all the time, but there are times when we do, and we need to. We have a lot of issues here with the border, and we have to have a lot of difficult conversations. But I find when we walk in there and we grow the relationship, our previous Grand Chief did so much with relationship building, how important it is for us as leaders to have that ability to have conversations that are not only difficult, emotional, and then to bring it back around where we, you come to that common mind, and you come into a place of respect and understanding, not only what the inspectors are going through, but what our community members are going through. I think the challenges sometimes, they're there, and we find ways to push through. And, I'll go home frustrated at times where, I feel like, if I was a male And then I'm like, no, no, straighten it out and go back out there the next day, because I looked at my daughter and she's like, I'm so proud of you, Mom. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I went to work today, like I came home today. And she said, I'm so proud of you. And it's just like, I think those challenges, we feel them as women leaders.
For me, one of the challenges I find is you can't please everybody, and oftentimes it's the most vocal person would get their voice heard over, and over somebody that's less vocal, and that we can't. Like oftentimes it's often like administrative, and it's like, okay, so we just have to funnel it through the organization and let it play out, that we can't solve all of the problems, and if we do try to solve it, it might not be right, and that we're not often like, we could make a wrong decision, and that's okay. We can make mistakes. We're human, and just to carry on, dust that off and keep trugging along and find out how could we do what's your plan B or what's your plan C, and then move on, and then just, okay, maybe I didn't handle that so well, or my tone was off, or what I had said was offended somebody. So Cindy, I just relay it to everyone.
Our voice of reason was that.
And so, so it's those kind of issues that I think play hard on me, because I want to help everybody. I want to be their advocate. I want to be their voice. And oftentimes when you go through the whole proper channels, it's like, you get that. And, it could be a bylaw or things like that we don't have control over.
I think our first meeting with the new youth council, it was very empowering to just be sitting there with them, and they know what they want to do, and they're so focused, and they were just like a part of us, and it was so nice to see that, because I'm like thinking, wish I'd had their confidence when I was that age, because it's nice seeing that. And we do have so many amazing youth here in Akwesasne, and I think we're just feeding into them so much, and we're definitely leaving. The next generation is going to be even better, and it's going to get better and better, and we're healing more and more, and it's exciting.
I guess I just observed and sat in some meetings of the grade 6, 7, and 8 of our Akwesasne Board of Education. It was like a student council, and they held first annual event. So it was pretty good that, and they have teachers that are leading them to become those leaders. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was thinking, even to reach out to the high school and come in the new school year, get into their meetings, or have a meeting with them, right, to get them more involved, because I do believe our youth can become more involved in instead. And I'm sure there are some students that wanna, like Tisha, who I'm sure she was born to become a leader, that want to do that, right? So and I would like to be able to encourage them. It's very important that we, keep our doors open at all times, and be mindful that the decisions that we make as leaders for the Mohawk Council affect not only us, but the traditional governments as well that are here within communities. So we have to have those conversations and be inclusive, and keep building relationship and building trust, and being, that trustworthy government to government relationship needs, that we need that. We need to remember where we come from, and with the understanding that we're all here to do what's best for our community.
And it's all with good intent. With what Chief Tisha said, is that we do open our days like that. It's a Monday morning and we're like, "Arr." But when the words are said, we're awake, we're listening, our minds are clear, our ears are open, we're listening, and we're having good conversation. And when we leave with a good mind, and we leave knowing that we've done our best that day, even though maybe our best wasn't the best.
as Haudenosaunee people, governments are modeled after how we govern ourselves from way back. So, that's something that we hang on to as well. Is that like our ways and the way we govern. That's it comes from our history. It comes from our past. So it lives very well inside of all of us. So I think that's something we also keep in mind as well.
What we do now is also support all these initiatives. There's just classes for every age group, right from little all the way up to dudas, and there's just so many classes, and our recs are huge, and they have just random craft nights, and I was like, just come in, just pop in. And so I think us just supporting all of these classes, we have medicine classes, they even make what's the cooking,
Like,
the aprons, but they put ribbons on it, and I'm like, I want one of these. And like, it's just, there's so many initiatives out there, and I think as a council we just have to keep passing it. Yep, if we have the money, we're going to spend it on to keep these initiatives going, because all of it, everybody is getting a taste of it, and from babies all the way up to elders, because there are elders that they don't even know their background, their culture, because of the residential schools. And so now everybody, it's open to everybody, and we just keep pushing it. If whatever we can put out there for people to learn more about who we are, we're doing it. And I think that's one of the awesome things about this council.
I think that's I echo that, is that whatever we can do to support them and give them that encouragement, or even lead them down the path of if you've never been to a district meeting or a general meeting, or you want to come and sit with us for a day, or have us go to the school and talk to you, we're open to that. You're welcome to come and sit with us and see what the day in the life of a chief may look like. And when there's a day when you have 5 meetings and you get home at 9:00 at night, and you're like, what am I doing? But it's just like, one, where are you going? We see each other, we're passing. Oh, I'm going to the island, I'm going to Snide, I'm going to here. And they see that it's at the end of the day, it's worth what we're doing, because it's for you, it's for our youth, it's for our generation, it's for our elders, it's for everybody that is in our community. There's nobody that we feel that is left out at the end of the day.
And it's also the women that I meet, the chiefs that I meet, and their voices echo in my head. Chief Ava Hill from Six Nations, previous chief, what I hear when I see her is nothing about us without us. And that is a quote I live by, because there should not be any conversation about the Mohawks of Akwesasne without one of us sitting at the table. And I take that very seriously. So I do travel quite a bit and quite extensively to make sure that our views, our voices are heard at those tables where we need to sit. So yeah, thank you.
I was there for Chief Sarah when she got nominated, and that was one of the most powerful trips that I feel like I've been on, because it was almost like healing, and it was all just us women, and we even got up and danced after they got their, they received their spots, and then we all got up, and I don't even know who the table was beside us, but it was real hard, the language barrier, but we all just got each other, and then she put on some music, and we all just started doing a big round dance, and it was so just uplifting, and it was awesome to be part of that. It really, it's very uplifting. A challenge for myself is sometimes you just can't help a situation, and it will play on my mind. And Chief Cindy actually said that to me not too long ago. She's like, sometimes we just can't, you gotta accept that sometimes there's just not anything that we can do. And for me, that was, I think, a hard, because you just want to help. And if people come up to you and they have this issue, you want to find a solution. And so I'm slowly learning that, even though I go right till the end and I'm trying, but I'm learning that sometimes you do have to step back and say I did my best. And that's hard.
You're learning, you're growing, and times are changing, a speed of light, and it's like, okay, let me bring different people in so that we all have these different ideas and we can bring it together. And especially like when you hear the youth council and hearing their ideas and how it can come to light and have more youth be involved, it's so empowering. And to be able to be like, go to these events and be like, wow, like I contributed in some way, shape, or form. And like knowing that like you hear different people be like, yeah, this individual supported me and advocated and just heard me. Like I just want to be heard, and I do have a voice, and they built my confidence. And you know, it's stuff like that that give that stepping stool tool to get you to where you're at. And coming from youth council, it's what brought me here today. And I hope that when people come to me, and youth come to me, I can give that back to them. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like Chief Vanessa said, don't say sorry for what you said. Don't be apologetic. Know that you're grounded and your overall wellness is there. And just knowing that you have the support, and even if we're not at this table, we were here before, and we're always going to be there to support and ask questions, or answer the questions. And I know that you can do it.
Throughout the years of all of my work, I've had so many mentors. Working in the health field, you meet so many dynamic people. I've met and seen and worked with so many doctors in the community that got to share their knowledge of where they came from, and we shared our knowledge, and they became part of our families. We built up the health facility to, you know, what it is today. It's thriving. We have doctors. We have, you know, so many med students coming in to do their residencies there now. Even the nurses, any professional that we've worked with, dental, pharmacy, you know, you learn something from everybody, and they all, you know, take it in when you talk to them, and you're listening, and you're giving back, you know, feedback on what they're doing and how they're helping the community, and how thankful that our community is. That's, to me, like they're mentoring everybody when they're talking to them and they're working with us. I came from a family of 12. My father passed away about 25 years ago. No, actually 30 years ago, because Logan's 30, my youngest. And my mom was always the go-getter. She was doing many of the things. She was cooking for the church. She was cooking for funerals. And I would say to her sometimes, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, oh, this person asked me to cook for a funeral. And I said, holy, do you need help? So as family, we started helping, doing things. She taught us everything. And she wouldn't say, I just can't teach you how to sew. When I say I look at her as somebody that's been a mentor, she has pulled me through so much of my life and made me that strong woman that I am today. We hope, she's going to be 98 this year. And as a community member, it's like everybody knows Mary Frances. It's like we know her, and she just taught me so many core values that if you're going to do something, do it out of love or don't do it at all. Mm-hmm. Because if you're just doing it just to say, oh, I'm here just to show up, that's not what we're about. Mm-hmm. We're about doing for the community and putting our heart and soul to what we do in everything that we do. So I think, my mom, my sisters, my brothers, even though my siblings didn't think I was listening to them with all the lectures I got, I really was. And I think that helped me along my path so much. My family and my husband. So, yeah.